Today we have my leftover bits of food for breakfast, which is rice and beans and tomatoes and jalapenos and some green onions and cilantro with a cup of coffee with some leftover whipped cream. The book is Tears of the Moon. The coffee is toasted hazelnut from World Market, where I went to yesterday, and they just happened to be sampling that variety, and it was really, really yummy. So, looking forward to this breakfast. I have just finished writing a list. Well, you can see that it's a list, I guess. I keep getting sidetracked and just continuing to do one thing when I have a bunch of things to do. So I thought that I would try to write a list and see if that got me through. I don't know if it will. I'm enjoying my coffee. It is very yummy. My knee is bothering me a lot this morning, so the first thing I'm going to actually do is put on over-the-counter TENS unit, and I'll electrocute my nerve endings so that I don't receive the pain stimuli. It works really well. If I can trick my body into not delivering me the information that is hurting, that's good enough. I don't actually need to fix it. I don't actually believe that it can be fixed. It is cold again today, so I think we have turned the corner and are heading solidly into the colder part of fall and into winter. It was frost on everything for the first time today. Cleared up rather quickly, but I did bust out my winter coat this morning to take the kids to school. And that's cozy, even though I'm kind of feeling old, because there was a time when I wouldn't even consider getting out my winter coat until like January. But it's more comfortable to wear it than to shiver in a lighter jacket, so I'm just going to be old and practical. That's my plan. I do need to run to the store later, get basic mundane things like shampoo. I'm thinking about picking up some earrings too, just some studs. My ears have been bothering me lately, and I thought if I left some studs in, then beat them into submission kind of thing. So I will chat with you later. I'm trying to keep the reflection out of my glasses, which is why I'm keeping my head tilted down, which is weird. Sat down and I worked on my blanket, and I said, I'm just gonna get through this shiny pink yarn. I mean, the shiny blue yarn. And then I'll get up and do other things. 4 full rows later. So I'm making lots of progress on the blanket today. Yay! I wanted to talk for a minute about parenting. And lots of people, when they think about parenting, they think about cuddling and rules and teaching children. One of the things they don't necessarily realize is you have to be a magician. My children firmly believe that I can fix anything. And they can tell me on Tuesday that they need a costume for Wednesday, and I'll just sew it. And I can make a costume out of anything. And you have to. You are magic. And you can do it. So last year's costume was a phoenix. But in particular, I wanted to discuss fixing things. So in my mending basket for this week, I have a whole bunch of fabric projects. Now, some of them are things that are ripped and need a repair. Some of them are, this doesn't fit me. Can you make it into something else? Some of them are things that'll need darning. Some of them are things that'll need sewing repair. Some of them are jewelry boxes. I'm trying to show it to you, but the camera's facing me. Some of them are jewelry boxes that need their clasp reattached. Or, let's see if I can pick this up. Kitten cards that need their eyeballs put back on. So, you know, all of these magic things. So I thought we'd go through what's in my mending box, and you can see what the plans for this afternoon are. Lovely apron that I made, and it's got this little ruffly ridge, and I really like it. And then I looked down at it this weekend while I was wearing it, and it has this big rip. So I am going to stabilize this tear, and then I'm going to put a pocket over the top of it, because I don't think I can repair that seamlessly. But maybe that's what the silly pocket in the front of everyone's apron is for. It's actually covering a rip. An old pair of my pajamas that have the side ripped out of them. These bunny socks have gigantic holes that need to be darned. My daughter absolutely loves this elephant fabric, but not so much the shirt, so make it into something else, Mommy. I have this little pencil case to put together. This pouch is actually a friend's who asked me to sew it up. I don't even know how long I've had it here. And the repair is super simple, so I'm kind of embarrassed it's been here that long. I have another swimsuit that is going to be turned into a doll costume. This one is sort of mending in that it's been decided that we'd like a zipper in the front of this. So there's that. Let's see what we've got here. This chiffon, where is it at? Where's the rip? Has a rip, so I'll have to repair that. This t-shirt has a rip. Not sure how I'm going to get that done. I'm thinking some sort of fusible interfacing of some sort. This shirt, which Bunny absolutely loves, came with so the side seams came open at the bottom edges, and she doesn't like it. So I have already ripped them back open raw, and I'm going to just zip those closed. The lace is in desperate need of repair on this one. This old swimsuit I'm going to turn into, it's kind of threadbare, especially around the bum. I'm going to turn it into a doll swimsuit. And actually, I think this sweater just needs to be washed. I think this ended up in the wrong basket, but I'll double check that. So that is the work basket, and that is the projects for this afternoon. I figure the picture earlier didn't really do justice to what I'm doing to the shirt or any of the other changes that I'm making to any of the mending. So I thought I'd take a little shot as I did everything. So basically it came like this, and I have seam ripped that open now. I'm going to hit it with an iron real lightly because I'm not sure about that metal strand. And then I'm just going to put in a seam here and neaten it all up. Then I'll have a happy bunny. All right, that's all seamed up. And tacked down, and it looks nice, and I will have a happy bunny, and it's time to do the next thing. On this one, the shoulder seam in the back has ripped it open, and I'm going to have to get in there, take that, and then I'm going to put some fray check on it because this chiffon is just really light, and the work that the original sewist did not hold it together. Okay, I
I have put in a seam and then I zigzagged over the top of it, and I need to buy some more fray check because I don't have any, but when I get some, I'm going to just run a little bead on that, let it dry, and hopefully that will hold that nice. She's almost outgrown this shirt, so I'm not super worried about it, but she does really like it. So this is one of Badger's tops. We just have my pajamas here. The entire seam has ripped out. The side has ripped out. It actually didn't rip on the seam. And I am just going to run a stitch through there. I don't really care what it looks like. I just wear it to bed, and not a big deal. But it is quite comfortable, so I'd like it back. You can barely see it in this light. So here's the manufactured seam, and here is the seam that I put in. And that is all ready for use. Apron with these holes here. It is dirty, and I am going to repair it dirty because I don't want to run it through the washing machine and risk having these fray out and be a bigger problem. I am going to use some interfacing on the back, and then and probably on the front as well, and then apply a pocket over the top of it so that that is hidden, because my repair job is not going to be super neat. I thought I'd pop back in and show you what I've done. I have interfaced a patch of another black fabric just down over that set of rips. They were close enough together that I only had to do it once. And I've also done it, Richard, on the back. I am going to stitch around this just to hold it down and to keep this from fraying. However, I don't have any black all-purpose thread. So to the store to get fray check and black all-purpose thread. When I get done with that, I'm going to then wash it, and then I'm going to see if I have enough of this material to put in that pocket. If not, I'll try for a black or a green decorative pocket. And I am wondering, now I don't know this for a historical fact, but I'm wondering if that decorative pocket that you often see in this style of pattern that they show with like a spatula, that I can't, as someone who cooks all the time, actually picture myself ever putting a spatula in that pocket. I'm wondering if that was just a method of covering up tears and trying to, that it was originally that, and that it was trying to keep an apron that everywhere else except for right across, it falls right across my stomach right there, right where the counter hits me. If that was perhaps a method of extending the life of your apron, to either put that there to begin with as a security measure, or to put it there afterwards as a method of disguising it. So that's my theory. I have no historical research data to back that up, but it's certainly what I'm going to do with this. And I can totally see a ancestral counterpart doing that. All right, I'm off to the store.